I'm a registered dietitian, and just a quick little background. I've worked for several years on a post-cardiac thoracic surgery floor. So I saw the patients who came out of heart surgeries and just this enormous amount of effort it takes to get back to a regular lifestyle. If people can avoid that at all costs, that's what we really want to do, is help them to have a healthy quality life throughout the whole lifespan. So, so thank you for letting me be here. And I did want to give a compliment to the chef. I don't know if he's still on here, but I noticed him holding his camera while he was cooking. So to cook with one hand and hold the camera is extremely talented, let me tell you. I need to get some tips from him on how to do that. But you know, so talking about the RightRice, actually, this has become one of my favorite products. As a dietitian, I like to take foods and present them to the consumers, the clients, these patients, and give them ideas on how to use them. I just can hardly even believe the In It app. I mean, this is just going to really help people get things together and help them feel supported in their journey, whether or not they can go see a dietitian or a doctor or a health coach along the way. These are some amazing tools. So putting it together and doing the rice, I do want to just say, first off, one of the things about it, you know, adding on to what's already been mentioned about it, it is low in glycemic index, so it's not going to be having that the properties that we're going to increase inflammation or increase blood glucose. And complete proteins, if people don't know what that means, there are essential amino acids that the body cannot make that we have to get from foods. And a lot of times when people are vegan, they may or may not know how to combine those proteins to actually get the complete proteins. So if someone is vegan, they don't have to worry about that with RightRice, because with the RightRice, it has all of the essential amino acids, which means that's why it's a complete protein. So important to know, if you eat meat or don't eat meat, you are going to get plenty of proteins from this grain. So what I'm going to do is put together a really quick and easy recipe. It's a salmon and a rice protein power bowl. Grain bowls have become very popular in the last couple of years. So I've already made up the rice, and I just did the original, but as mentioned, they have a lot of different flavors. So you can put in some other rice that may not be original, if you, and you know, unless you want to add in some of your own seasonings, or if you want to get a seasoned packet of rice, you can start with that as your base. So I am also, unlike the chef, I'm using a packaged salmon. This is wild-caught Alaskan salmon, and it came from a sustainable source where you can track the salmon from when it's been caught all the way to being processed. So I think that's important, especially in this day and time. We all want to know where our food is coming from, and that it's safe and clean, and that we're not taking away from the resources of the planet, but putting back into it. So this is the packaged version, which again, you could take that with you on a hike. You take it with you and have it as a snack after working out. If you are one of those people who I used to be, where you were in the car all the time for your job, you can even take it with you in the car, so you don't have to stop and try to find, you know, a fast food restaurant to grab a lunch, or a snack for your drive home so you stay awake and get home. You can have something like that to take with you. So I've added this in, the salmon in, and I have grape tomatoes. I just sliced them in half. Add those in, and like I said, this is really just a dump and pour recipe. Cucumbers are really one of my favorites. They have very little calories, a lot of water content. They always add a nice crisp texture to the recipes. And I even like to slice them and use them for dip instead of chips. So that's another thing you can think about for snacks later throughout your day. Then I'm also going to add in some olives. These are the Kalamata olives. And it's probably already been mentioned here, but just as a reinforcement, the olives they do have fat, but it's the good fat. It's the monounsaturated fat. So it's the fat that's going to be lowering the bad cholesterol and helping to increase the HDL, the good cholesterol. And I don't know, one of my little tools when I used to teach nutrition classes to the cardiac rehab people, the LDL, you want to think of as the low, down, and lousy. That's the terrible, bad cholesterol. And the HDL is your happy. It's your H, high. You want it high. So that's an easy way to share with any of your patients or clients that you might be working with, or even the patients who might be watching this, to remember when you get your labs. Now I'm also taking a little bit of avocado, and the avocado is just going to add another little bit more fat. It's I honestly love avocado. You can use it also as a spread for sandwiches, or on, if you want to, replace your mayonnaise for some sandwiches. This is something I like to do, and have introduced that to some of my family who've never really been big avocado eaters, and they love it. And it also has the monounsaturated fats. And I'm also going to add in some feta cheese. And I'm just going to mix this up just a little bit here. And the next step is I've got some olive oil, just about two teaspoons of olive oil. And the olive oil that I'm using is the extra virgin cold pressed olive oil. And again, why that's even something that you want to be aware of is that the cold pressed olive oils are processed at a lower temperature. So it maintains the nutrient value in those olives when it's going through the processing. So you're going to get more nutrition from the cold pressed olive oil than you would just a regular, pressed hard. It's a hotter temperature. So so it denatures some of the nutrition that's in the olives when it goes through the processing. So you always want to look for the cold pressed. And then I've also mixed this in with half of a lemon with the juice from it. And that's it. I'm just going to mix this up. You can toss it. And, if this is one of these types of recipes that you can eat it cold, or if you want to have it hot, you can just take it right off of the stove after you've made the rice and mix it up. So this is something that it's very versatile. And you can add or take away some of these ingredients if you don't like them, or if you want to add in a little bit something else. But keeping that in mind, it's really, really delicious. I hate to say this, but I ate a lot of it while I was making it for my finished product. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera without hopefully breaking this off of my display. So excuse my reaching out of the. Can you guys see that?
Nope, tilt down.
Okay. Better?
Yes. Oh, look at that. That looks delicious.
This is all of the recipe. So this is like a lot for serving. You probably want to take about half, maybe a third of that for a serving. But there are some people who, if they're working out and they're building up muscles, maybe they want to eat this whole amount. Those are some of the things that would have to be individualized to the person. So so that's pretty much all I was going to share with you today. But if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you. I don't know, Francie, if you wanted to jump in.
I do. You read my mind, Kim. I just wanted to say, one, that Melissa, that looks absolutely amazing. I haven't had, or getting ready for lunch, so you've inspired me. I think I may run to the market to pick all that up now. But also, I just wanted to reinforce that I love that this, like, all you have to do is chop and prep, and with the RightRice, it'll be ready in about 10 minutes. So literally could not be an easier recipe, and so full of flavor. And I'm really excited to, hopefully we can share this with our RightRice fans as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the easy things too. I mean, I went ahead and chopped up the tomatoes and the cucumbers, but you can even buy those pre-chopped these days in the grocery store. So to your point, it is super fast, it's packed with nutrition, and it's super delicious. So it's an easy recipe for anybody to make.